Not even once heard of. Okay.
Honkai Spirit Tracks is the newest gacha game by MiHoYo, the creators of Genshin Impact. Instead of being an open-world adventure game, Star Rail is distinctly a JRPG, so I hope your favorite mechanic from Genshin wasn't the jumping. You play as some guy with a power level of 84 and a baseball bat you picked up off the ground who comes to in a space station. After being woken up by cocky badass and her partner in crime, Hacker, you're found by the real people you spend the game traveling with, Don Hung, the guy with a mysterious past, and March 7th, a fellow amnesiac named after the day they found her throwing through space in a block of magic ice. You hitch a ride on the Astral Express at the request of the Trailblazers, the crew Don and March are a part of, and ride off to help them do the thing it is that they do. For this video, I'm only talking about the space station segment at the start of the game, which acts as the tutorial. The entire 3-hour VOD is up on my channel under the live section if you want to see my first reactions, which, spoiler alert, is a good bit of me dealing with a migraine while the flashy ultimate animations kept playing.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Get banned, idiot.
I have played a bit more of the game since, so I will get to that after. The tutorial mainly has you facing off against the troops of the Antimatter Legion, who are attacking the space station you're on after the people who put you here and stuck a Stellaron into your chest and used that Legion as a distraction to free you. From that point on, you go about through the space station, kicking their butts, and eventually get to the point where you do join up onto the Astral Express. The game's systems offer everything you could ask for from a game that also has to work exactly the same on mobile. Gacha pulls, a friend list, daily quest, and certain time-gated things, like the healing that space anchors provide. These checkpoints also serving as spots in the map that you can fast travel to. The fighting in the game is stylish and very easy to understand. There are 3 notable systems to keep track of, which I will explain using footage of my favorite character trope, Scared Child who can summon a killing machine. First are the techniques, which are your open world abilities. Some heal, some give buffs, but Clara summons her buddy, Mr. Svarog, to blast the enemy and start off any battle with some damage. Everybody has a basic attack that they can always use in battle, typically dealing 50% of their damage stat to an enemy. If this damage type matches one of the elements above an enemy's head, it damages their break meter, causing extra damage and a stun at the start of the enemy's turn if that meter gets depleted. Your other method for depleting this meter, mainly, is skills. It's a push and pull system, really. You start fights with 3 points in your meter, basic attacks will always add a point, and most skills subtract a point, though there are some exceptions. Skills vary by character, so for Clara, she summons her killing machine bestie to fire a round of missiles into the enemies, which will hit all of them. The final system at play is ultimates, which are their own character-specific meters that persist between battles, and fill up by taking or dealing damage. Ultimates go into effect immediately after the current action battle, so the game really encourages you to use them. Coincidentally, Clara's ultimate plays into her passive, so I can explain both of them at the same time. Clara's passive causes Mr. Svarog to fire at anybody who attacks Clara in a counter. Her ultimate enhances that counter while giving Clara some extra damage resist and making enemies target her more. That's right, Star Rail is encouraging you to use a child as a meat shield, and there's nothing more American than sacrificing the health and safety of our youth. The open world surrounding the game also has a bunch of side quests you can do and collectibles you can find along the way. Plenty to read. There's also a codex up in the Astral Express that allows you to basically get info on anything you've already encountered, which I found very helpful as somebody who has forgotten terms and pronunciations for certain things multiple times while making this. The tutorial itself didn't initially get me hooked into the game, but I'm glad I toughed through the tutorial just for the sake of stream. Once things opened up, I really started to enjoy myself more. The dialogue does get funnier as well, so, props to the writing and localizations team, especially for including 2 references to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, very thematic. I think I ended up playing Genshin for like a week or so when it came out on my PlayStation, so I'm looking forward to see how long I stick with the funny train game. Oh, well imagine, as I'm pacing the pews in the church corridor, and I can't help but to hear, no I can't help but to hear an exchanging of words. What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding, says the bridesmaid too, and yes, but what a shame the poor groom's bride is